Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel and the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel. This is Pro Wrestling Logic, of course. This is the Superstars of Wrestling for February 11th, 1989. We open with the highlights of the main event, the match that contained the Twin Towers and the Mega Powers, the turn of Hulk Hogan. That'll be covered on the main event itself, but suffice to say, there is a promo post that process, which Hulk Hogan basically says he never wanted to be with Elizabeth. He never wanted anything from Randy Savage. Savage was being a good Samaritan, so to speak, and the concept of that is a pretty big deal here. Then they do hype for an upcoming house show. Interesting, though, that the match that would lead to the main event of WrestleMania 5 plugged about 7 weeks early, so only really needing about 7 weeks to build something as a major segment. This is probably my favorite angle of all time and certainly cool around there. Hogan, though, basically saying that he, in fact, has no interest in Elizabeth but does want his championship back, still claiming that he was never beaten for it, even though we are almost a year after the Andre and Ted DiBiase thing on the original main event in 1988. Then we go to, I guess this feels like a sweeps week. There's a hype deal for WrestleMania 5, as it were. And this is actually, I think, the first videotaped wrestling program I ever had as a kid. So proof that my fandom had to have begun at least in 1988, because I can't imagine taping something, um, you know, like 2 months into 1989. So kind of cool that's there. But um, anyway, the Honky Tonk Man with Jimmy Hart against none other than the wonder that is Sam Houston. Sam Houston coming in, of course, the brother Jake the Snakes Roberts, back and forth. Honky Tonk Man, bunch of brawling, former Intercontinental Champion for 15 months. Huge deal there for him. Bret Hart also talking in an inset promo, talking about wanting to get even with Jimmy Hart and the babyface turn of the Hart Foundation and the layout by the Honky Tonk Man and Greg Valentine with the guitar, Honky Tonk Man specifically of Bret Hart, leading to a WrestleMania 5 match. Shake, Rattle, and Roll on Sam Houston is your deal here. Then we go to the event center. There is a match between Big John Studd that is hyped, facing off against Akeem Studd, around for a couple of months. Less than 6 full months here, though, with his return, or just about 6 months, something like that. Slick says he can't believe that Studd is the same man that he was when Slick was a friend of him a couple of years before. Wonders about the 2 year layoff, as it were. The Ultimate Warrior in a, I guess you'd say, some form of commercial here. And for Nintendo, kind of getting that hype going there. And then we go to none other than answering my phone, apparently. We'll be back with more right after this. Anyway, we go kind of forward there. There is a Bolsheviks match coming with the Bushwhackers. Before we get there, though, the $1 Million Man commissioning Terry Betteridge of Betteridge Jewelers in Greenwich, Connecticut to build the $1 Million Belt vignette. If you've never seen that vignette, it's really cool, kind of hyping the wonder that is the $1 Million Man and the wonder that could be with that character. But the Bushwhackers and Bolsheviks still managed by Slick here in 1989. Bushwhackers new on the scene in late '88, been there for a couple of months again with a sweepstakes style run here. A couple of hard shots from the Bushwhackers, 4-man brawl in the middle of the ring. The Bolsheviks run together. The Bushwhackers hit a I guess you'd say a battering ram and a gut wrench, and they get a victory. Volkov takes the majority of the offense when the heels are in control. Zukov is the one that is beaten in the match, and again, Bolsheviks managing to get what they or where they wanted to get to in terms of being a team for a little while. Then we go back to the event center deal here, and ultimately It is as we go back to the event center, Million Dollar Man and Tito Santana coming up. Tito Santana says he can't be bought by the Million Dollar Man. The Brainbusters and the Rockers, another major match coming up. Brainbusters basically saying that the Rockers are impressive to teenage girls, but very little else, if that. And then we kind of go the idea this is the Nashville, Tennessee market they're running in, which is just interesting on March 11th. Then we go to Tito Santana against Jim Patterson. Santana hits an inverted atomic drop followed by a flying forearm, among other things. Santana does not have his partner, Rick Martel, back yet as they are reconvening at WrestleMania 5 a couple weeks later, although Martel has made his re-debut at the 1989 Royal Rumble, second Royal Rumble in history. And then we get the Brother Love show, Bobby the Brain Heenan basically saying that, in fact, the Brooklyn Brawler is better than just about anybody, and it is Heenan that says that the Red Rooster wasted the wisdom that Heenan was willing to give him, but the Brawler isn't going to waste it. He promises to eradicate the Red Rooster at WrestleMania 5. Then we go to John Studd, Jim Atkinson, and the Black Knight, a.k.a. Ricky Hunter, in a mask, are here. Double gut wrench, or a gut wrench suplex by Studd. Studd also crashing his men in the corner, 2-on-1, and the victory is Studd's with a bear hug, among other things. Studd is really impressive and in the match here. Then Randy Savage talks about Hulk Hogan having lust in his eyes for Elizabeth in a post-match promo with Jesse Ventura. Savage is, of course, still your world champion, leading to the best, at least in my opinion, of the WrestleMania main events. That, of course, being Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan, WrestleMania 5. Then, of course, Brutus Beefcake against Sid Sharkey. Beefcake in a relatively basic match here. Very punch kick motivated, body slam along the way. Sharkey gets a couple of shots in on Beefcake, kind of wearing some striped pants. Beefcake, though, does manage the high knee as well as the sleeper hold, getting a victory via the sleeper hold and then cutting some hair. Bobby Heenan promises that the Brooklyn Brawler will take care of the Red Rooster in Nashville, Tennessee, upcoming on the 11th of March. And then we kind of go forward into closing the deal out. Ultimate Warrior says he will face the Big Boss Man, and he doesn't care who the Boss Man is or the fact that he represents the law. The Warrior is not going to cower. Then we're going to go to the close of this show. We've got 275 of these superstars of wrestling, over 2,600 on this channel, and if you're into life coaching, 1,300 over there, so close to 4,000 audios. Anyway, we're going to be back with more right after this.